What's up, y'all? This program was sponsored by Inspirion Concepts, bringing all your design ideas to life. From anything from public speaking to design to photography to video editing to portraits. You name it, we got it. Follow us today on Instagram at Inspirion Concepts. Now, without further ado, let's get back to the show. I figured. All right, you ready? You ready? What's up, TwinNation peeps? I'm your boy Kevin, and that's Neil, and we are your TwinNation sensation. Bada boom. So today we are basically on lockdown officially. The whole country is on vacation. Yeah, I'm just chilling. Can't do nothing else. Right. And, you know, I just hope for those of you out there who are watching that you have, you know, just stacked up on all the necessary items that you need. Right. Make sure that you have your, you know, proper sanitation, food, all that stuff, and just, you know, keep safe as much as possible. Mm-hmm. And I know for us, we've been doing a lot of that, you know, as best as we can. Yep. And I see you taking it easy, man. Yeah. So, yeah, it's been a pretty interesting week so far. We're still in that waiting phase to see how things are going to turn out. And so far, so good. It's been really good. I actually took a trip. The trip to Montego Bay was a success. Yeah, right? It was great. It was great. I mean, I never actually anticipated it. We never thought about the fact that it would be in the timing that it was. But, like, for real, like, you know, how'd you feel going through that weekend? It was kind of risky. It was kind of exciting, kind of risky. How'd you feel about that? You know? Like, I don't know. When I think about it, it's pretty outstanding. Right. Discovered a few things, learned a few things, wouldn't you say? Oh, man, I'm telling you. Well, I mean, for the most part, it was pretty, like, it was great to see just how impactful, you know, we've been to persons that have been abroad, not just abroad, right? But also the fact that we literally created an impact to people who are parishes away, people that we don't even know. Because as you mentioned, the questions that we were asked, it was like, yo, these people actually follow us. And, that's true. You know, they're learning from us, and it feels good to be able to do that. So, I mean, it caused me to think about something that's really important, though, because in the midst of all of this, when you realize just how much of an impact you create on people around you, you start to question your actions more. You start to assess your actions and assess yourself even more. Right, that's true. And it's always important I think it's important to always assess yourself, always analyze your actions day to day in every way you can, because you never know who's watching. You know, that's really what it boils down to. And for us, I see it as something that we have to practice on a consistent basis in order to be our best selves. Like, there is no other way. There's no going around it or anything like that, you know? Yeah. So we just gotta keep doing it. And that's true. Yeah. Because, when I think about it, every single time that I'm here, from the very moment that I started out, I never fully understood the effect or the impact of the things that I did. Right. But of course, there was this period in my life when, you know, I was going through depression, and it's crazy. I tell people about this all the time. That moment for me was to actually allow me to be isolated and separated from every single thing accept the, true abilities and strength that I have.
Right.
And with that being said, I started realizing that I need to hold myself accountable. And that's something that I failed to do. That's something that a lot of people fail to do, but that's something that I know that I definitely failed to do. I could go to a restaurant and I could, get upset if someone got my order wrong or something like that.
Yeah.
Or if I'm in traffic and, you get upset with other people for slipping up.
Right.
They're not following through on their word and all that stuff. But a lot of times we forget to actually hold ourselves accountable when we actually mess up. That's where a great deal of the problem lies when it comes on to functioning in different capacities in life.
And that's true. I mean, it's like, even on that point, you have to also learn to understand. It's about understanding,
right,
and understanding the purpose and the value of each individual, and yourself included. It's like, you can't judge.
Right, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's like you can't judge a fish on its inability to climb a tree. Like, that makes no sense. But at the same time,
yeah.
At the same time, you take the time to concentrate and understand and make a note, whether a mental note or physical note, of what your purpose is, what your functionalities are, and how to act accordingly. That's really it. And you have to be focused about that. You have to really be focused about.
And sometimes you have to try to be focused.
You have to.
It's a daily process. And of course, we don't always get it right. And because of that reason, it's on us again to try to find different ways and means of actually getting that, or getting to that place, or getting to that point. If we can't do that, we're already, defeating ourselves in the midst of everything.
Exactly.
Or even a mentor.
Exactly. So because of that reason, like what can happen is, and they always say it, if you want to get to a certain place, if you want to get to a certain point in your life, emulate those who are already there.
That's true.
That's it.
That's true.
If you want to be a bodybuilder, if you want to be financially stable, if you want to be a strong, powerful entrepreneur, the way to get from where you are now to get to that point, just surround yourself virtually and physically with those who've already been there.
Right.
And it's not always easy, because we always think to ourselves that, I have to go out and find these people. I have to go out and meet these people. Well, in the time that we're in now, it's not exactly easy to do that. But at the same time, it's still necessary to a large extent. Go out there, find the people that we need. Maybe, we have social platforms now. It makes it so much easier. Levels of playing field.
Yeah,
exactly. Levels of playing field.
Yeah.
And as such, it's able to allow us to be around and watch and learn from those who've actually gotten to the point in the places that we desire to get to. I mean, it's as simple as that, really.
Right. One of the things that I learned over the past couple of years is the importance of networking. Like, it provides so many options. We can't afford to be making excuses as to why we can't get to the places that we need to get to. And so, like I say it all the time, we're used to it, but we can't.
You can't. You really can't.
We really can't, sit, make excuses and be like, yo, I don't know how I'm gonna build on this skill, or I don't know how I'm gonna actually get to this place that I need to get to.
So watch this. So going back to the trip I had on the weekend, like, several persons asked me some really, great questions.
Right.
And so one of my homeboys, he asked me, he was like, yo, bro, like, how do you do this? How do you maintain that lifestyle? How do you maintain that mindset? And for me, when I thought about it, I was like, yeah, how do I do that? I asked him the question, do you confront yourself about issues? Yeah, sometimes people might just sit there and be like, we do it all the time. We do. You're just there and you're like, I wonder, like, which pie should I get? Or what perfume should I choose? Or, stuff like that. That's at a basic level.
Exactly.
But we don't realize that that's actually a powerful thing to do, because when you confront yourself about stuff, you pay attention and you're more open to suggestions. I told him, like, ask yourself questions. If you want to figure something out, how do I make money? How do I, get my life in order in terms of my job, in terms of my diet, in terms of my mental well-being? How do I do these things?
Yeah.
Or, how do I get that relationship that I want? Once you ask yourself questions about it, essentially what ends up happening is you start to think differently, because your mind is going to try to process how to actually get that done. Like, that's how our brains work.
Right.
If you're like, yo, man, how am I going to do this? How am I going to make this work? Have you ever been in situations where you had things that you needed to get done, but you weren't sure how to do it? And whether it was to ask somebody, whether it was to look it up online, whether it was to, create a plan, draft out a plan, you realize that sooner or later you were able to actually get that thing done. And I'm like, that's exactly it. That's how it works. You have to question yourself and ask the right questions, and not just ask the right questions, but actually try to answer them in the sense that you try to answer them through thinking of ideas, brainstorming, writing stuff down. Last time we said it that journal writing is so important. So that's something that, is far more effective.
Right. And that's the importance of it all. I mean, a lot of people are lazy to get a book and to always be writing stuff in it and all of that. But that's a part of the process. You have to try to bring yourself to that place where, okay, I have to look at this document. Like, I have a vision board. If you don't want to get a journal, get a vision board. I have one of those, and I try to jot down what I'm doing for today, or what I'm doing for this week. So,
and like I said before, what we do, it's not to separate us from anyone,
right?
Because we started out the same way most persons who are successful has started out. And what we all have in common as successful people is that we never stopped. We never stopped pushing, no matter what the case was, no matter what the cause was. Forward. We never stopped pushing to get to that next level. If a method didn't work, we would revise it and try to find a better way forward to actually get to that place where we wanted to.
Exactly.
And that's really how it was.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just a part of life, and something that we can learn. We can always learn.
Oh, man.
Always methods. There's always ways. But I'm glad we got to talk about this week, though. I really am. Shout
certainly.
out.
I mean, we try to keep these things coming up each week, and I don't know. I hope to make a trip back down there pretty soon.
Oh yeah,
or even other places, because there's some people that we're gonna start meeting up with, officials, and hopefully this thing gonna go to the next level. So that's really what we're trying to get to. I think it's something that will definitely take us places and just expose us on a large scale.
I think it is.
And essentially, that's what we want to happen.
I think it is. I
look forward to it.
Yeah, man.
I look forward to it.
But absolutely, I look forward to it. Shout out to our sponsors. Shout out to our sponsors, Inspirion.
Couldn't have done it without y'all. Couldn't have done without y'all.
Great, team, great support.
Before we go, just gotta say to everybody that we want to thank you guys for your continued support. I cannot stress it enough. Our audience, our fans, you guys are a great support to us, and we just want to show you how much we appreciate you for that. So
absolutely,
want to say thank you a lot, and so we'll be back next week, and we are gonna discuss another topic. We're gonna get back onto the topic of relationships. We were supposed to come online with that. True. But because of our trip, we didn't get to really dive deep into the research and everything. But Don't worry about it. Next week we're gonna actually hop back on and we're gonna discuss some really cool things about relationships you guys definitely want to hear. All right.
Absolutely.
So until next time.